Right. Last time on Curse of Strahd, you made your way back on the road to Vallaki. Before you left the Vistani camp, Madame Ava asked you to purchase a toy for her great-granddaughter's Arabelle's birthday in 2 days' time. She likes the toys from Blinksky's Toys from Vallaki, so she gave you a pouch full of gold, keep the change, to buy her a toy from the toy shop. Then you set off back to Vallaki. You crossed a bridge that was being guarded by a revenant. This revenant was a knight of the Order of the Silver Dragon, who's basically cursed to wander Barovia ever since the dark mist overtook the land. In life, his order fought Strahd and his armies, and when Strahd became a vampire, he basically cursed them all to be risen again as revenants. He had a similar symbol to what Vogelsuch had. He had a pendant with a silver dragon. And he had a similar pendant, and recommended that you go to Argynvostholt, a mansion where their order stays. However, their commander doesn't seem to be interested in fighting Strahd, but another one of them, a Sir Godfrey Gilwyn, is opposed to him. Passed by a windmill, same windmill that you saw portraits of in the Durst family household, where an old woman named Morganatha and her two daughters live, and they sell dream pastries to the people of Barovia, and they were at the refugee camp in front of Vallaki, selling their dream pastries to whoever would buy them. They seem to gobble them right up. Gave you each a sample, say they would give you wonderful dreams. But all of you were pretty wary that they're probably drugs, so you did not partake at that moment, but you each have a dream pastry. As you got closer to Vallaki, you passed by Lake Zarovich, which Irina remembered from her dreams, being attacked by a dire wolf when she was little. But she still kind of doesn't believe she's ever been there. And as you approached even closer, you were attacked by a pack of wolves, which you found out was being led by a werewolf. Its wounds would heal up whenever it got damaged, and you noticed it had very human-like eyes when you got a look up close. But you're able to dispatch of the wolves, use some necrotic magic to prevent the werewolf from healing, and it retreated. But eventually, you finally made it to Vallaki.
Now you describe it, I didn't realize how much stuff we did last session.
Yeah, I felt like we didn't really do that much. Like, okay.
It's kind of rapid pace, so.
We did a lot of things at a small amount of time.
Yep. Plus, there was only 3 of you. So, like, the combat went quicker.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll repeat what you
Well,
see here
just before
again.
you do that, so we leveled up.
Yep, y'all leveled up.
Mechanically. Do we also have the benefits of a long rest, as you should have during a level up, or we're just doing the level and just continuing with that?
I'll let you have the long rest, even though you hasn't happened yet.
Hooray, thank you.
We had such a morale boost.
Yep. Yeah, we're not gonna... Unless you decide to fight all the town guards, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Stop giving us ideas!
more than a dozen ramshackle tents have been set up against the palisade walls. Along them, dozens of ragged, emaciated people mill about or sit by low-burning campfires and bedrolls. their hollow gazes watching silently as you approach. Some of them regard Irina with dull recognition, but none lift a hand in greeting or make any gesture of warmth. So in front of the walled town of Vallaki, these refugees from Barovia have set up camp all around the gates, like close by to the gates. And it is approaching dusk, so it's not quite night yet. But Irina is just kind of walking through the crowds, and this horrified look in her in her face. She goes, "They must have been denied entry into the town. All of my people just made this trip for nothing."
They did not wish to make it the trek back? Is this where they just quit?
I think it seems like that going through that whole forest is a death trap, so to make it through once is a miracle. Make it through twice is probably very hard. So, I can understand not wanting to go back through there.
You can see that Irina is almost searching for someone in the crowds. She goes, "I don't see Gertruda anywhere. She said she was heading to Vallaki to find Duru."
Do we know that name?
It was Doru's fiance, the man who became a vampire spawn. They had mentioned that she had left town to try to search for him.
Oh, her.
I guess she didn't
Perhaps
make it.
we made it in. It's possible.
None of the other refugees made it in. I don't know why she would.
They may have let a limited number in. A town can only house so many people at once.
One of the refugees kind of hears you say that, and they go, "They're not letting any of us in. No, not a single one."
And perhaps you know what happened to the person this young lady is looking for. What was the name again, Irina?
She says, "Gertruda, have you seen her here?"
Yes, have you seen Gertruda?
He shakes his head. It's like, "No, I haven't seen her. I thought she stayed in town."
If you do see her, tell her that some people are looking for her.
This man does say to Irina, says, "If it wasn't for your brother, we wouldn't be in this sorry state. Ismark the Lesser." Irina kind of bows her head, and she's like, He only did what he thought was best. Didn't want any of this to happen." He just grunts, saying, "If it wasn't for the bats and the wolves, wouldn't be so bad."
Yes, blame everything.
And I suppose you would have done much better?
He just harumps, returns to warm himself in the fire.
I think your tough love approach is not incorrect, but perhaps not helpful. Says to Romaia.
She just shrugs.
It's kind of Vogelsuch kind of has like the attitude, like nods and be like, "That's fair." Doesn't say it, but you can sort of see that's what he was thinking.
Wallowing in hatred will not help him in any real way. Though I will say, I am impressed. This is the first time you have ever asked somebody a question that did not begin with if they killed you.
Perhaps I've asked them this before. I find I don't ask the same question to the same person twice. Or maybe I'm just getting better. I don't know. Maybe he just looks weak. Probably couldn't kill a fly, so why bother asking?
Another person who's sitting by the fire begins like sniffing the air a little bit. This woman, and she goes, I smell dream pastries. Do you have dream pastries on you?
Did I hold on to one of those? I didn't eat it, obviously, but I forget if I held on to it. I don't have it written down.
She goes, I wasn't able to get one from Organatha when she was by earlier. Shin, please, I'll give you 5 copper. No, 10 copper. 15 copper. And she holds out her hand. It's like shaking.
Here you go. And Via will just give her it.
She grabs the little tart and immediately like takes a big bite. And she's like, And she chews, she swallows. And her head kind of tilts back, her eyes kind of glaze over. And she just kind of stares ahead, like into the fire.
That good, huh?
And she's like out of it.
Those were definitely drugs.
Possibly addicting, whatever it is.
The man you were talking to goes, I would say a quarter of the refugees here are addicted to those things. Saying I haven't touched them myself.
Well, now I don't intend to.
When they wake up, though, they say it's like you had the most wonderful dream. It's like you weren't stuck here in this godforsaken land. You'd see the sun. I do want to see the sun again. So just a nibble wouldn't hurt, I guess, right?
Seems pretty all or nothing from... Yeah, I don't think you just have like a little bit of a dream.
Not that desperate yet. He kind of like takes his leave of you. But before he grabbed the pastry does hand you 15 copper pieces, Theo.
Ah, sweet.
The man goes, that's such a waste. I could have fed him for a month.
I don't think you would have lasted a month without a dream pastry.
Vio is actually going... This was the zoned out person, right?
It was the other person I kind of kept talking in. Yeah, the other guy is just in a stupor. He's just out of it.
Yeah. Vio's going to put the money back in his pocket as he stands there.
Look, I may be giving you drugs for free, but I'm not going to rob you.
Well, maybe when we talk to the guards, we can get some information about like what's going on here, and maybe we can help them.
Do you think they'll let us in?
Well, we're not technically refugees, but will they understand that?
I think Irina might be.
We don't look like the rest of them, so that could help, perhaps. We seem to stand out everywhere.
They're not letting anyone in, not just the refugees, although...
It's all the people here are the refugees from Barovia.
Yeah. So they're not letting anybody in, so taking that literally.
Irina
more than
does go, well, am the daughter of the former Burgermeister. I think I could gain entry because of my status.
Couldn't hurt to try.
But she goes, I don't like seeing my people like this. I'm going to make sure they're okay. And I'll meet up with you later tonight. There's an inn, I believe, called the Blue Water Inn here that my brother told me about. And
Blue Water Inn.
tomorrow we can officially complete our journey to the St. Andrew's Church.
Blue Water Inn inside the town, or
Inside
is
the
it
town, yeah.
town? Okay, so no inside.
Say once you officially escort me to St. Andrew's Church, then I guess our journey's at an end. But I'm going to stay here for the time being. And she kind of looks over the group a little bit, especially at Vogelsuch. He goes, Mr. Vogelsuch,
Yes?
I've heard there's a bit of a reputation here in Vallaki that they don't like things that remind them of the outside of their walls. Perhaps if you looked a little less scarecrowy, like just maybe a robe or a hood be enough.
Well, I don't have much. Let's see if I don't have disguise self. Pull my hat down a little tighter so it's, covering the creepiness of the eyes. And I've got, the mask on that's, like a loose bandana.
She helps you, push in some of the straw.
Oh, that tickles.
Grude has an extra blanket if you want to use that as a robe.
Like a poncho.
Yeah, so yeah. Got a little hole in it or something.
Now I need art of sweet Vogelsuch in, Western garb, man with no name, scarecrow.
Oh, and way back in being a Toon Works, Crispo had the idea of the robot who looked like a scarecrow because he was so thin. Yeah. But
There's not enough room in this town for two of us, partner.
One of us is gonna have to kill the other, and then ask about it.
But close by there is the main gate to Vallaki, the Iron Gate. You notice there's two guards on the opposite side with spears.
Start heading towards the gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the guards are eyeing you as you approach because you're obviously outsiders and strangers.
And not entirely all human either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Theo.
one of the men goes, "Halt! What business have you in Vallaki?"
Hello, here, yes. My name is Minerva Makeshift, and we are escorting, the late Burgermeister's daughter, Irina, behest of her brother, Ismark. We have to take her to the church. Is it alright if we get passage?
The other guards goes, "They're from Barovia. That's where all these guys come from. All these refugees." And the other one goes, "But you're not refugees. You're obviously outsiders from beyond the mist." He goes, "Oh, we haven't seen you.
Yep,
We haven't
that's
seen
us.
We've had strangers in a long while." He goes, "Where is this Burgermeister's daughter?"
She's tending to her people right now. Trying to be a good person and take care of those who are less fortunate. But she says she will meet up with us at the Is it Waterfall Inn?
The Blue Water Inn?
Blue Water. Blue Water Inn. Later tonight.
Seeing if she was a burgomaster's daughter, I think we kind of have to let her in. It's like, yeah. Oh. Saying there is a 1 gold piece toll to enter the town.
Yes?
The other one goes for each of you.
Insight check. These guys could totally be scamming us. If I may.
Sure.
I didn't know we were going into Riften.
12.
I mean, that's what he said.
Initiative. Yeah, you're ready to
Yeah,
kill
I'm
those
sorry.
sharks.
Wait, that means they're gonna kill us, right?
Let's start with an I.
Yeah, it's alright. Who's laughing now?
Me. I am laughing.
My God.
I'm pretty much curious, I guess, if they're trying to pocket money themselves or if they're actually ordered for it.
Well, yeah, that just seems really high, is the thing. So I'm
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, and none of these refugees can have enough to pay for it.
Oh, that's what it is.
Saying, don't think you can pay for them. That's
No,
not
that
how
was-
it works.
Well, I was going to give you extra money, but if you wish not, here is my 1, and I'll give him 1 of my gold pieces.
So you can all give up 1 gold piece. In
Or
interest
gives
of
a
the town.
sweaty gold piece from
And
the road.
each time when he as you hand him them, he goes, and I have to check your teeth, make sure you're not vampires.
You know, that's actually pretty fair. That's a good choice.
Vogelsuch, you're up.
Oh, no, Romaia.
Yeah, one of those is gonna work.
What about Grude?
On the bottom.
He's a reverse vampire.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
who's going up first?
Minerva, the most mundane person there.
He goes, say ah.
Ah!
Looks at your teeth, and he goes, okay, you're clear.
Right, to thank you, I will just sidestep here as I wait for my companions.
Compared to everybody else, on a dark night, it might be just mistaken for a ghost or a banshee or something.
Who steps up next?
Grude.
Kind of like looks up to Grude and goes, oh, this guy's big. And he has.
Oh, I could bend down. 1 second. Here, let me get eye level. It's best. Not be intimidating. And then so like crouches down so they're like right at eye level.
Open up your mouth, and they're like, well, his teeth are sharp, and he has those big bottom ones. But I was like, what? I think they're called orcs. It's like, yeah, he's
Great,
fine.
you pronounce it right and everything.
As long as the canines aren't like super long, we should be fine.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Say, how about the elf? How about you? Open up. Imagine like Deez is there too with his mouth open.
Yeah, just got 2 really long front teeth.
He's like, oh no. Vo.
Those Nosferatu ones.
Vo goes, fine. You're fine.
Why, thank you.
Turns to Romaia.
You know, usually I charge people to look in my mouth.
Oh, you're a dentist. Wait, no, it's backwards. Never mind.
He goes, I haven't seen an outsider like her before. You know, the other one goes like, yes, neither have I. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to open up your mouth. Open up your mouth.
Are you sure?
It's procedure.
I don't think you'll like what you see, but fine. she'll open her mouth,
Just,
but
just
not
think
before
of it-
running her tongue over her teeth.
Just think of it as a free sample.
So do you think she has like the pointed?
Oh yeah,
feathers?
she's a draconic.
Yeah. She goes.
Are they all pointed?
Probably a little.
He kind of like examine a little bit. And he goes, "Well, they're pointed, but definitely not vampire teeth." And he says, "We've been through training. We know we're really good at our jobs." And he points to Vogelsuch. Oh man, you can close your mouth now and put your tongue back. And he points to Vogelsuch. He goes, "You, the skinny one, open up."
Just lean in and go, "Ah!" And my mouth is behind the bandana.
Take off the bandana, please.
I can't.
He kind of narrows his eyes and goes, "What do you mean you can't?"
It's... Yeah, what do I mean? I don't think you'll like what you see. Looks over at Romaia when he says that.
And winks.
Turns to the rest of you, it's like, "What's up with him? Why can't he remove his..."
He's a scarecrow. It's sewn onto his face, of course.
More or less.
It is his face.
He goes, "Scarecrows aren't supposed to be walking around."
Nobody told him.
News to me!
He goes, "You can't let us..."
Yeah, it's just, oh,
Scarecrows.
You can't let
Scarecrows also cannot be turned into vampires. I have no blood.
Yes, well, we can't let us.
Do you...
He turns to his
Good.
partner and he goes, "We can't let a scarecrow in. That's like, doesn't that hag like animate scarecrows out in the swamp?" He goes, "Yeah, but he talks and walks like a person."
Oh no, the scarecrow is merely a vessel. I am not one of those scarecrows.
Yes, I was going to say he's definitely very different than those ones. We're not sure how, but they're not related. It's just like two people with the same last name, but they're actually different families. It's like that.
Do you need me to stand on one leg and put my finger on my nose and recite the alphabet?
You said you're friends of the Burgermeister, the ex-Burgermeister? Oh, I heard about his death. You're friends of the ex-Burgermeister's daughter, correct? And you can vouch for him?
Yes, of course. If anything goes wrong, well then I suppose you can just blame it all on that family, couldn't you?
He goes, "Just keep your scarecrowness hidden. You want to draw attention." And his partner kind of like elbows him, and he goes, "Remember, we're proud members of the Guard, supporters of the Baron." He goes, "All right, just keep out of trouble."
Trouble shall be kept out of.
And he goes, "What
May
about
I
the
continue in?
the other guys? Remember the silver tax?" And he goes, "Oh, right." He goes, "To help defend our town from werewolves, I'm going to ask to hand over any silver coins or any silver you have on you. You'll be compensated."
Whenever he says that, Romaia's going to, or I'm going to, subtly, very subtly, cast Charm Person
Okay.
on one of them.
Okay. Since
Whichever one looks more charmable.
Yeah, probably one.
So I need a wisdom save. But basically, she'll just kind of like brush her hand, like as if she's waving it, like dismissively, like oh pish putt, like that sort of hand gesture.
Rolls a 12.
Oh, he failed then because it's a 14. And she'll just kind of wave her hand and walk up and say, "Oh, I understand, but we've already paid our due in gold, and you know the family that we're what's the word?
Escorting?
Associated.
Escorting. Thank you.
You don't know the word escorting.
No, Romaia knows. Jess does not.
Now,
And we've been traveling for so long. I would love nothing more than to put my aching feet onto a nice, warm, soft bed.
he goes, well, I mean, we'll compensate you with the equivalent copper pieces, of course. Plus and the other one goes, plus the 5% tax. And he goes, do we really have to give them the tax, though? I mean, they're nice people.
She'll turn and look and kind of get, like, puppy dog eyes.
Charm person, like, makes them friendly towards you, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Please don't make me reach into my coin purse.
It regards me as a friendly acquaintance. Mind you, after an hour, he's gonna know what I did to him,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
still.
like, you know what happens after a bit.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, but it's fine. It's in an hour.
You can give me a persuasion check with advantage about
Hell
at least
yeah.
foregoing the tax.
Okay, so let me all put the actual.
Nat
chart.
20.
Yeah.
Nice.
So 26.
Yeah. He goes, listen, they're friends with the Burgermeister. It's like, catch a little break.
I would love to just be able to lay my head down somewhere.
And she needs that silver to do it.
Saying, well, it's for the protection of the town. I must insist that your silver pieces be exchanged for copper ones. I can forego the 10% tax.
Damn, even with a 26?
Ah,
What the fuck?
There are two of them, so.
yeah.
But
all of
Sirs,
that is
we are adventurers who travel through here, and we've killed many of werewolf and ghoul. We need these for ourselves. We've also killed a vampire on our own, and are under the guidance of what's that vampire hunter's name? What's it?
What was it?
Start with an R?
I'm sorry,
No.
which vampire?
The vampire,
Vampire
hunter.
Hunter. The guy that
Rudolph Van Richten.
Rudolph Van
Richten, yeah.
Found it.
Rudolph Van Richten. We've been following his book and have managed to kill vampire, werewolf, some ghouls, and we really desperately need this silver. We will be using it before they get to your walls. So you'll see by us having it, it will protect the town. It's just we'll be intercepting them before they get here.
Says, well, good luck turning those silver pieces into something usable. So you're going to need an expert blacksmith, and you're not going to find that anywhere but in Vallaki. Saying, listen, we're not trying to rob you. We'll give you.
No, but Minerva's
give
gonna
you
have
the
like
Oh, go ahead.
Minerva's gonna have the mechanical thing like walk across her body, and she's like, I think I'll figure something out.
They're going to insist, though. It's like, we're not trying to rob you. We'll give you the appropriate number of copper pieces.
How about for our delay and you give us a little more copper pieces? 5%? 10%? Whatever you think is fair.
They said, why would we give you money?
Romaia.
Do any of you even have silver pieces?
Yeah, I just looked, and I don't know why I'm fighting so hard.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
My
I think I just
silver
have-
arrows!
I have 5, well now 4 gold from getting in there.
I'm not entirely sure why my friends are. We're used to being ripped off, and so they're a little defensive at the moment. But Honestly, I can tell you we have no silver coins to give you. And we'll even like open up his coin purse and let him sift through it if he wants.
Yeah, Romaia pulls her pouch from between her boobs, because where else would it be?
Well, I
just-
just
A
don't
goat.
bite my tongue.
And we'll basically while she's doing that, he's gonna lean over to Romaia. Don't tell them about the other stuff.
Of course not.
With the 26
Now-
persuasion, they're not going to ask about anything but the
Yeah, coins.
coins. He goes,
Yeah.
Vogelsuch does have a coin, a silver coin, so he will flip that, take it out of his chest and flip it onto the ground. Please compensate my friends. They will take my copper for me. And I'll just start walking in.
So it's you have one silver piece?
I have one silver piece, and I am basically whoever wants to take the 10 copper, because I don't want it.
Yeah, he'll take the silver piece and he goes, well, thank you for your donation, and he will hand you 10 copper pieces.
Whoever else wants to take it, take it. I'm not taking it.
Grude will take it.
Here you go. I turn and start walking into the
Yeah.
gate. It's closed or open, I don't care. I'm just walking that way.
Yeah.
It just
Bangs the spear
he just
against
face
the
plants it
against
into
the ground, like doo. And the gate opens and he goes, welcome to Vallaki, and remember, all will be well. And the guy goes, yeah, all will be well.
Romaia looks at Vio, and then at Minerva and Grude. Like, she looks at everybody like one at a time, like squinting, kind of like. Is that
Like, that's not a normal thing to say.
You can say one of them said it like very sincerely, and the other one kind of said it like kind of jokingly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, Romaia will do a little finger wave.
He gives a little shy little wave back. It's like,
As soon as we get in, there is a machine that says flatten a silver piece into a Vallaki keepsake. We're like, damn it.
they only take silver pieces here.
and elect him.
Okay, they only take
Oh
EP.
god.
So sorry, you have to exchange for Vallaki books. It's only a slight upcharge. But that guard that you charmed, like, kind of turns his head back and kind of waves, and he goes, "See you later."
Maybe.
Okay, I'll be here.
I won't.
This is my job, so I'll always be here.
Romaia, you should. And this is like assumingly out of earshot of
My
that
name's
guard.
Ernest, by the way.
Is that Maya? You better look into if there's more than one exit or entrance to this town.
What do you mean?
Well, he's going to figure out that. I guess maybe I wouldn't have noticed, but
No, she would have. You would have known. It wasn't like to the everyman. It probably would have just looked like a hand brush, but like
it would have been
You
like,
know.
that's Romaia doing her thing.
lady to yeah, it would have been like.
It wasn't a subtle spell. It was just doing it subtly.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody for not mentioning the barbs.
I totally forgot about that, to be honest. Could not.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I feel like I should almost ask you not to tell me now, so that way if it comes up later. Shoot, now I know about it. Okay, it's fine.
So you pass from the earthen road to a cobblestone streets, mud staining your boots and the bottom of your pants, if you have pants. Behind you, the gates close with a slam, and you can see the guards resume their post behind it. In the distance, you can see two other figures bearing pikes, patrolling the walls as they look down on the twisted forest beyond. The eaves of the buildings hang with old banners and tattered fabrics that flap and twist in the chill breeze. The banners are painted with faded words and illustrations, but time has robbed them of both their legibility and their beauty that they may have once had. Flickering candlelight lingers behind the shuttered townhouse windows, and humanoid shadows move beyond closed curtains. Long shadows lurk in the alleyways, where the grass grows long and twisted beneath the stained and sagging wood of the buildings above. The streets are empty, though you can see a single cloaked figure traveling away from you down the central road. In the distance beyond the walls, a lone wolf howls, and a cold gust of wind cuts through the night like a knife. And in Grude, the blue-tip raven that's been hanging out on your shoulder once they enter the town, kind of flies off into the distance. Into the town.
The little dude.
He has a little chirp to say farewell, a little shrill chirp.
Well,
Oh,
where to?
why didn't he have to pay a gold coin?
Pets and babies get in free.
Yeah, Diaz didn't have to pay a dang thing.
Yeah. Well, should we make our way to the Blue Water Inn?
I think so.
Well, she says, well, I guess night is falling, but we could probably just kind of saunter around and see what Vallaki's like.
Taking a show or two?
It is nearing night, so like none of the shops are really open anymore.
I think the word bleak describes it well enough.
Oh, okay.
Even though the roads are mostly empty, like this place does seem less dour than Barovia did. Probably because it hasn't been attacked in the past couple weeks.
And they kept all the refugees out. Oh.
I'd like to
like
see
to
who
maybe-
made that call.
Call.
I don't think
Keeping them out.
Yeah, whose decision was that and why did
Oh,
they
okay,
make
I
it?
got you. Perhaps local government.
this place may have a burger master as well, or mayor.
I think they said
Guard
Baron
captain.
out front. The Baron. You hear that?
Could be.
Trying to see if
I would
he's-
like to look around for what is in the town, even if it's not open. I would like to just meander,
Okay. I'll show you
see what basically.
the map.
Like,
Yeah.
they're still technically going towards the inn. We're not fully digressing, but just like keeping an eye out for like, these are things around town.
Window shopping.
It's black.
So
Yeah.
you arrived in the north here.
Joey, it's black.
It's
Can't
black.
see.
Mine is also
Yeah,
black.
You probably have normal fog of war on. There you go. Okay.
How could it possibly be more black? None more black.
Slightly darker black.
So you guys
arrived from the north?
arrived on the north. For a little searching, you do see there's two other main gates to the north and to the west and east.
What kind of amenities does the town have? Shop, church, etc. Inn, tavern, etc.
Yeah, I can ask like a guard about some of the landmarks.
I won't ask a guard. I'll just ask some random passerby I see.
Yeah. Yeah,
Might
it's
not be
If they're around.
mostly empty, but you see like an old lady like sweeping the front porch. You give me a persuasion check. She even takes notice of you.
I don't want to really roll on this.
I'll do that.
I already got it.
Don't let the scarecrow do it.
No.
If I rolled a 1, that would have been great. You don't seem like the violent type. Young
Pulls out
lady.
shotgun.
Young lady. Can you tell me a bit about town? I'm new here.
We don't get newcomers very often. Stay off my porch. I just cleaned it.
Oh, don't worry. I intend not to
Are you looking
soil
for the? Are you
here.
looking for the inn?
Among other things, I know it's late. What else is there to do in town in the daytime?
He goes, well, we're having another one of those wonderful festivals in 5 days' time.
What festival is that?
He goes,
Festival of Lights, Festival of Nights, Festival of Mights, where we compete in feats of strength.
should have this memorized, but I forgot.
That's no worries.
Yeah. Peterborough had a festival of lights, but the fireworks were too expensive, so it became a music festival.
That works.
Somebody just lights a candle. It's the Festival of Light. Singular.
Saying, well, I can barely keep track of the names of these festivals anymore. We had the that thing with the wolf's head last week, and then we had the full the moon festival the other month. I think this
I
week we're
saw that.
having the festival of the blazing sun.
This sounds like a right party place.
Oh no, they're very somber.
Saying seem to have one of these festivals at least every week. Past few years, let's keep spirits up, they say. You know, make everyone happy and all that. As all will be well.
Speaking of spirits, does this town have a popular tavern?
There's a tavern in the Blue Water Inn. And she kind of
Oh,
gestures over to the middle of town, saying, that's where if you want a good place to stay tonight.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
and also speaking of spirits, is there a religious center anywhere? Church, temple?
So that will be
Anything?
the Church of St. Andrew's. She guides you to the west part of town, I believe.
St. Andrews or
Andrels.
something? Andrels, okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be Andrews.
Probably a good chance it sticks out compared to the other buildings.
Yeah, I see several of these have a red roof on them. Easy to spot when you're looking across things. Thank you kindly, ma'am. And I do have to ask, are you the one who killed? Okay,
no.
all right, yeah, okay, all right.
Thank you, ma'am. We're leaving. It pulls him along.
She might have been the one who killed me. She's
You-
been
you
around
s-
for a while. She had a shotgun. She threatened me from staying on the porch. Could have been her. Maybe.
Well, do you recall ever getting onto her porch?
Look back at the porch. No, but maybe she did it preemptively to keep me off the porch.
She didn't do it this time, Vogelsuch. She let you get on the porch to tell you to stay off the porch. So I think she doesn't pre-porch kill anyone.
Very, very well. I just really need to find who killed me.
It'd be great if I could do that.
It could be great. Slip into Lumberg. Yeah, are you the one who killed me? Yeah.
Entire tonal shift. I guess I'm good to head to the inn now. We learned about that this place seems to like to celebrate quite a lot.
And as you leave, the old woman gives a little wave and goes, all will be well.
There it is again.
Does that seem a little weird to anyone else? Like, it clearly is, like, not well anywhere. But they keep saying that it is? Like, I don't know, it seems like toxic positivity to me.
What if it's some sort of superstition that's just taken over?
They don't really have that much in the way of positivity, so they may just be grasping at what little they have.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, it's like a weird, like, culty kind of the way they're all about it.
And just be careful what you drink.
Don't drop the water.
Or the Kool-Aid.
Flavor Aid. But it gets that wrong. No, it seems like a happening place.
Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. You do see the blue-tipped raven gives a little shrill of recognition, as it is with the other ravens on the who's hanging out on the top of this building. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
This must be the place. I don't know why people don't just put names of things on signs. So much easier.
It's referred to as a pictogram. Sometimes an image is enough to understand the name.
Perhaps.
It's an art thing.
Interesting. Crude. Not Grude, but crude. Well, you
Don't
all
worry, I
have
get that
good
a lot.
night. I could stay out here. I could stay out here.
How rude.
Or could share a room with Grude again.
Blink twice if you need help, Grude.
Fine. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of getting used to it.
I'll head on in, see if anybody is lively in the tavern.
Definitely more lively than one in Barovia.
Oh no, they're all zombies.
Damp cloaks hang from the pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall, under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs the entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light that casts shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques.
Yeah. Do you all need a room? Or are you just going to stay up all night?
Also, one more description. Nearly a dozen Vallakians sit scattered across the various tables, nursing mugs of wine or bowls of hearty stew. Along the staircase, a colorfully dressed man wearing a feathered, wide-brimmed hat gestures wildly at the head of a long table, holding the rapt attention of the several patrons sitting there. You hear a wave of laughter ripple through the group, followed by the smattering of light applause. Do you see this man?
Well, he has a nice hat.
I was about to say that. I sense a kindred spirit.
Vio, do you think his hat is bigger than ours?
It's like needlessly wide, you know? Very flamboyant.
Better adorned.
So, as you're waiting tables, kind of a middle-aged woman. I'm sorry, as you enter the tap room, there's a woman waiting at tables, sorry. She kind of gestures up and goes, newcomers, welcome to the Blue Water Inn. I'll be right with you. Feel free to take a table.
Thank you, ma'am.
He goes, oh, no problem. She goes, the name's DragnaCarta. name's Danica. Me and my husband run the bar here. Or run the inn and the tavern. Make yourself at home, please.
Well, thank you.
Let's find a seat then.
Head over to the nearest empty table, and Vogelsuch will just stand behind one of the chairs.
Mm-hmm. You see another man exit the kitchen, carrying a plate full of loaves of bread. See this man right here. A tray of fresh baked bread, hot beet stew, and wolf steaks, which he sets down on the bar. The woman walks up to it, and she goes, "Oh, well, thank goodness this is ready, Erwin. The table, the fine guests have been waiting for their food." And she goes, "Well, you know me, dear. I just have to get it perfect." And he goes, "Oh, I know." And she leans over, gives him a little kiss on the cheek. And he goes, "Well, back to work. We have hungry guests." And he goes, "Oh, yes, dear. Yes, dear." Gives a little mock salute.
Vio is going to slide a chair behind Vogelsuch and just like grab him by the shoulders and try to force him down into it.
He'll fall into it easily enough. He stands there because he has no reason to sit, but he's not against sitting.
Yeah, he does now.
Yeah. I believe. Thank you, Vio. Gentlemen, as always.
Did somebody hear wolf steak? I don't know. What would that taste like? Now I'm curious.
I don't remember tastes.
I'm sorry about that. That's very insensitive of me.
The touch of
Does
grass.
not bother me. Don't worry.
It's got a bit of a bite to it.
Ooh.
There's a good one, Ron. That's a good one.
I don't know.
What was it? Go ahead.
Just that everyone seems a little bit more cheery here. Seems like it's someplace. Seem a little, because they're quite a distance away. They seem quite happy.
There's another roar of laughter from the nearby table as the man kind of takes a bow.
I want to see if I can hear what he's telling the crowd at the table. Just listen from a distance.
There's a little. You can tell he's telling a story, but you can't like make out quite the words. He is being kind of loud and boisterous, though.
Comes with the territory.
I don't have a horn of hearing.
But the man from the kitchen kind of caught his eye, and he kind of comes from behind the bar, and he goes, "Well, I know outsiders when I see it. And I believe you five are in good of a nice hearty meal and a good night's rest. Am I right?"
Technically only 4 of us would.
That would be a yes.
He goes, "Oh. Well, excellent. I don't get to cook for outsiders very often. Oh, my name's Erwin, by the way. Me and my wife run the Blue Water Inn."
A pleasure.
Oh, yes. But what shall I put you down for? We have special tonight is wolf steak and beet stew, and of course we have selection of wine straight from the Wizards of Wine.
Is that a reference?
You heard that name before. It's where a lot of people get their wine from. Barovia.
We saw a bottle of it at the house, I think.
Yeah. I just also remember video recently.
Oh.
Well, I would like a bit of vengeance and get a wolf steak.
He goes, "Oh, an elf eating meat. That's a new one to me."
Yes, we do not consist entirely off salads.
Good, because we don't have those.
We don't have that gross leafy shit here.
Yeah.
I guess I could see if one of the house plants is still around and we can toss that in a bowl.
We have 2 types of wine. Saying we have Purple Great Mash number 3 and Red Dragon Crush.
Oh, Red Dragon Crush, please.
Yes. We are running a little low, but I believe we have enough to spare. We haven't received our shipment from the Wizards of Wine this week, so we have to... But if you're willing to pay...
How much?
Good question.
It's actually their version of Code Red.
We have Voltage, Code Red, and for a limited time we have Baja Blast.
Oh god, they have Crystal Red Dragon.
I thought they stopped making these.
Clear.
A new dragon.
So,
Look,
offers a pint of Purple Great Mash number 3, or 3 copper pieces, or a pint of the superior Red Dragon Crush for 1 silver piece. But he goes, I know that about that silver tax thing, so you know, copper is fine.
Then I will take that,
He goes, excellent.
as well as that wolf steak thing.
Or basically a full course meal for let's say
That's
5 silver for all of you.
Easy.
Yep, plus the additional 1 silver for the wine, and 3 copper pieces for those who want to do the Red Dragon Crush. He goes, well, we'll have that out right in a jiffy for you. And his wife, Dakana, comes by, says, did you... Saying, well, it looks like you've all ordered a hearty meal. It's like, Erwin, you're not giving them free stay for the night, are you? You know, you can't keep up business if you keep offering free rooms, she says, like, jokingly. And he goes, oh, no, these are paying customers. And he goes, well, at least I assume so.
Oh, I would never expect to stay in such a fine establishment for free.
He goes, well, the rooms are electrum a night. So how you say the EP again?
Yeah, you got it right.
Electrum. He goes,
Electrum, yeah.
Electrum a night, or 5 silver for 50 copper pieces. If you don't have that type of currency.
Doesn't everyone?
Of course we have currency. Why wouldn't we? There's another bit of laughter from the table with the half-elf man. He goes, so yeah, he promised to entertain the guests, so he technically didn't have to pay for his room.
And
What kind of
yes,
entertainment?
Precisely.
He goes, oh, Rictavio there? It's like, well, look at him. He's telling his stories, keeping the patrons entertained.
I cannot hear stories he is telling. Can you have him speak louder or come closer?
He goes, well,
Oh, he's very fancy.
yeah.
I like that clothing.
He goes, well, feel free to enjoy. Once your food's ready, I'll let you know.
Vogelsuch will get up at that and start walking over to Rictavio.
Who is with? I feel like someone has to watch him.
Oh, no.
yeah.
This is going to be hilarious.
Romaia's a bit behind, but she's intrigued by his fancy clothes.
Who is this fancy man?
Vogelsuch will just basically start walking over until he can hear, and then pretty much just stop.
Well, there's not a lot of room for tokens on this map, but
Yeah.
there are 2 young men who kind of like are sitting like the closest, who seem the most enraptured with the stories that's going on. And And as you approach one of them, goes, it's like, oh, everyone quiet, he's about to tell another story. And, but they offer you a kind of a nearby seat.
I go over to the seat and stand.
There's also
On the seat.
kind of two other patrons at the bar who nearby have kind of turned their seats from the bar, kind of so they can listen to the story. You can tell they're kind of the hunter type, kind of like what you saw back in Barovia.
They got the wolf steaks, probably.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the wolf. They probably provided the wolf steaks.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and like the ones that you met in the forest. And Rictavio clears his throat. He goes, okay, one more story. Saying, this one I think you should all enjoy. He goes, the vampire, Count Belisco, kept his coffin not in a crypt or keep, but in the cellar of an old decrepit inn, which was managed by his servant, Aragon. Poor Count Belisco had a terrible secret. In his ancient age, his scalp was beginning to rot, and his hair falling out in great clumps and knots. In embarrassment, he commanded Aragon to purchase a beautiful raven black wig, hoping to preserve the handsome younger man he had once been. A handsome man indeed, agreed one of his guests, an elderly, near-blind widow named Ovlinka. One particular moonlit night, dear Ovlinka kept to herself, spending her days sorting and resorting her late husband's rock collection, which she kept lovingly in her purse. Despite the Count's odd behavior and pale skin, she suspected nothing, her old vision too blurry to make out the fangs that poked down amidst his teeth. As always, the Count felt the urge to feed upon her, and although her flattering words quelled his interest, he felt the thirst of his fangs all the same. Aragon, he boomed, fetch me my coat. I am going hunting. Yes, sire, Aragon wheezed. As he returned, he whimpered, best be back before dawn, my lord. I'm cleaning the curtains tonight. Want you nice and safe in your coffin before sunrise. Count Belisco scoffed. Fear not, simple Aragon, he boasted. I know well the hour of my enemy. Not a thing could stir my spirit to linger beneath these dreadful rays. He kind of gestures upwards to where the sun would be. And so the Count departed. He lurked in alleyways and prowled across rooftops, yet he found not a single morsel to sate his thirst. It was with surprise that the hungry, defeated Count finally looked up to the velvet skies and saw the periwinkle gray of approaching morning. With panic, he flew through the streets. 4 blocks away, a streak of orange began to slice across the sky. 3 blocks, 2. The door of the inn slammed shut behind him. Goodness, Ovlinka said, yawning atop the staircase. Have you been out all night? In an eye blink, the Count's great silhouette towered far above her. Yes, he growled, but I've only just found what I've been looking for. Ovlinka, I want to suck your blood! Ordinarily, one of Count Belisco's victims would scream, flee, or faint, yet he had made one terrible mistake. He had forgotten that Ovlinka's cataract-ridden eyes couldn't quite see his fangs. You disgusting man, Ovlinka screeched, and whirled 18 years worth of rare rocks and minerals directly towards his head. There was a terrible thud, and the terrible splintering of wood, and Count Belisco went tumbling down the floor below. When he opened his eyes, when he saw Ovlinka standing in horror, not at him, but at his head. His bare head! There, just beneath the eastern window, he lay his beloved wig. As he dove towards it, claws outstretched, and a sliver of sunlight grazed across his skin. There was a sizzle, a hiss, and a burst of smoke and flame. Ovlinka, purse clutched to her chest, watched in awe as Count Belisco says, "Come to the morning light," until all that remained was a smoldering heap of ash and shard. There was a smoldering heap of ash and a charred, smoking wig. And the audience kind of cheers and laughs, and he goes, "Poor Vinka never quite got over it," Octavio continues, his eyes twinkling. "After all, it was quite a hair-raising experience." And his listeners boo and guffaw, but they ultimately applaud at his words. And the two young men kind of like are just roaring with laughter. He bows, then waves to Titania for another round of drinks. A moment later, she approaches, and there's two young boys run past her. And they appear to be her children. She kind of scolds them for running around in the bar a little bit. And he goes, "I got back up to your room, both of you. You don't want to disturb our guest." He goes, "Yes, Mama." She gives everyone the drinks.
Thank you.
I will just take one and just hold it.
But Octavio's eyes catches the newcomers, and he goes, "Oh, enjoy my story? It's a new one I'm trying out."
I think it entertained who it needed to entertain.
Well, that's what I do. I entertain. Pardon me, name's Octavio. And he gives a bow.
I was not expecting to see a fellow bard around here.
"Oh, yes, you do look the type." He notices your violin. He goes, "I must admit I'm not skilled with the instruments. My art is with prose."
Nor I with story. I tell my stories through music.
It's quite fascinating. I can see you're outsiders like me. I'm not sure quite how I got here. I got lost one night in a terrible fog, and got all turned around, and I was in this bleak area you see here.
How long have you been here?
Those are not but a few days, because I was searching for new acts for my traveling circus. Haven't had much luck here, though. So perhaps you would all like to join.
Not really a circus person myself.
Just really trying to get out of here is all.
Do you know a way out of here? They say it's impossible.
It's not impossible. The was it Vostani?
Vistani.
Vostani, they seem to do it all the time.
Vistani, I would have to follow up on that, yes.
They have a fortune teller. I hear the circus enjoys employing fortune tellers.
Oh, yes, a fortune teller. Must give me directions to this Vistano camp.
We shall mark it on your map. Let him know where it is. It's along the river, past the big scary castle. Quite a ways from here.
Yes, I did notice the castle. Quite disturbing.
Yeah.
So where are all you from? I must know.
The woods.
Okay.
The Sword Coast.
Sword Coast. All of you from this Sword Coast. I'm afraid I've never heard of it.
Yes.
Few here have.
Wait, where are you from then?
Oh, a land far away.
Named?
Yes, that's hardly important. I think.
says the GM.
Perhaps that could be from the GM that says he never gives a name.
Oh, he's from Detroit.
Yes, I come from a faraway land called California. From a place called Ren Fair.
Perhaps I'm from the same place as you, but just somewhere further away. But that'd be a coincidence, wouldn't it?
When we were brought in here, we were pulled into some sort of death house full of cultists and ghost demon things. People made out of more people.
Oh,
Yes, I almost wish I did travel here purely by fog.
this will make an excellent song, an excellent story. Tell me more of what you believe happened in this death house.
Oh, it is definitely a story not for people intending to eat. There was quite a lot of undead.
Oh, yes. At this point, go ahead.
And two dead children helping us as best they could as they explained the terrible suffering they experienced at the hand of their own mother.
Oh, well, perhaps we can liven it up a little bit, make it a little more lighthearted. Can there be a talking dog, perhaps? And he could sing and dance, and oh yes, this is like a wonderful story.
I don't.
Sounds as though you've already got it written.
Oh, my boy, I'm already planning the sequel.
Two death, two house.
Death House 2, Electric Boogaloo.
At this point, the two young men that were kind of laughing so much at the stories, he goes, "Hey, Rictavio, you told the story about the stupid count." One of them goes, "What about the story about the stupid baron?" And at that, the place kind of goes silent. A single cough in the background.
The old-timey piano stops.
Yeah. One of the men at the bar, the one with the big long beard, he goes, "You best not, boy." And the man next to him goes, "Yeah, you best not." The man kind of scoffs and goes, "Cowards, a lot of you. Not a funny bone in your body." After kind of an awkward moment, for Tavio will kind of clear his throat and go, well, alas, my friends, I believe it's best for me to retire for tonight. He goes, "Perhaps another day I'll tell you a story of the Baron." He tips his hat and he goes, "Oh, it was a pleasure to meet all of you. If you're here tomorrow night, I wish to hear more of your wonderful stories."
The same.
He will ascend up the stairs.
He seems to be the lively such.
Yes, the storytellers tend to be.
One of the young men, the young man though who wanted the story of the Baron, he goes, "Oh yeah, he tells a great story, but not telling the good stuff." He goes, "Name's Carl. It's my brother Nikolai Washer."
Why did nobody want to hear the story?
Oh, I bet more people than you know want to hear that story. They're just all too scared to say it. They're all cowards, I tell you.
Why are they too scared to hear the story?
The man behind the bar goes, tread lightly when you talk about the Baron. Don't want to get on his bad side. And you too
No.
should know better. Like, yeah, you should know better. Yeah. Carl goes, I'm not scared. Scared of that Baron. Baron... it was Baron Vargas Volakovich. Baron Volakovich. Vargas Volakovich, he says. Saying they're all scared to get on his bad side. I guess who can blame him? Whoever talks back about his festivals, or mentions you-know-who, gets set down to solitary confinement. Say not that they'll touch us, though, because of our mom. We're too powerful for that, right, Nikolai? He goes, well, I don't know. Best not test our luck, though. He goes, yeah, whatever.
Who's your mother? Sorry to be if I'm a little bit forward, but it's when you bring that up that the Baron's sort of very
Diplomatic community.
sensitive. But I'm just wondering, did we already run into her, or maybe we should know about her so that we don't accidentally offend the wrong people?
Take as long as you need to make up a character.
Yeah.
No, I think I remember her name. Hold on.
Here it is. Jill.
Yeah.
Jill Valentine.
Same our moms. Lady Fiona watched her. Richest people in town.
Lady Phil Watcher?
Fiona watched her.
Fiona Watcher.
Yeah.
Can't say I've met her.
She says, she goes up. Yeah, a lot of people here don't want to speak out against the Burgermeister, but saying we're not afraid of that.
Baron.
Vogelsuch will go right up to Carl, who I think is leading the conversation, and be like,
Yeah.
Why don't you say something bad about him right now? Go on, do it.
Kind
Tell
of
me what
glances
you
back
think.
at the bearded man. Kind of shakes his head no. And he goes, well, I think such things would be wasted on the lot of you.
Yes. You would think that, wouldn't you? Good day. I'll just turn around and head back to his original chair. He's done with these people.
Yeah.
Don't mind him. He does not know what being social is.
He takes a, after he's kind of refused to say, he takes a big swig of his wine. And he goes, well, I need more wine, then maybe I'll do what you want. Saying, order me another mug.
Via will flag to the bartender for one.
She goes, your meal will just be a few more minutes, dear. And she goes, and Carl goes, he goes, more wine for me and my brother. He goes, you had too much already, boys. He goes, nonsense, we've only just begun. 2 pints of wine to start, and then just keep them coming. Very well, can I start you off with some purple great mash number 3? Nikolai scoffs and goes, you take us for tasteless peasants? Red Dragon Crush, and don't be stingy. And she goes, very well, not your mother. Speaking of your mother, does she know what you're up to this evening? He waves his hand dismissively. He goes, mother's far too busy these days, and what she doesn't know can't hurt her. Nikolai goes, or us? He goes, here, here, brother. They both chuckle. Return to their drinks.
When they ordered a round of wine for everybody, or ale, or whatever,
just for
was
them.
it the Red Dragon? Was it the Red Dragon?
It was just for them.
Oh, just for them. Okay.
Yeah. But Carl turns to Romaia, and he goes,
No. I'm sorry. I mean earlier when Rictavia said that.
"Oh,
It sounded like round for everybody or something like that. That's why Vogelsuch was holding a wine.
oh, if I said that, I didn't mean he was buying wine."
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah.
mind.
But Carl turns to Romaia. He goes, "I heard you order the Red Dragon Crush too. I can tell you're a woman of taste."
Well, I don't need to order wine for somebody to tell that, but yes.
Yeah, Nikolai goes, "Can't you tell Carl she is a fancy lady?" Saying, "What's she doing in a dive bar like this? I'll ever know." And she'll take a swig of wine.
This is where I find my best work.
Are there any other taverns in town?
He goes, "Nope, this piece of just dump is the only place."
And then you could say it's also the best.
Nikolai raises a glass and goes, "Here, here." But he's like noticeably tipsy, so he kind of spills some of his wine on the front of his shirt. He goes, brand new shirt."
Nobody does anything about it.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Okay, I just leave them. Yeah.
I don't have amateurs.
I'm all out of soda water.
Here, I'll take that.
But Danica will come by with your food, saying, "Do you want to dine with these gentlemen, or would you like a table? Your own personal table."
Oh, the more the merrier, why not?
What was that?
The more the merrier.
Because that's right, more the merrier. And she'll give you all your soup and your wolf steaks and your wine.
After all, we are new in town, and we wouldn't mind hearing from the locals what to know around here.
I'm sorry, what was that? I was reading something.
He says that after all, we're new in town, and we wouldn't mind hearing from the locals what's to know. Right.
Well, Carl goes, "Well, what do you want to know?" So no one's smarter than us in town. If I don't know it, my brother knows it.
Well, that tells me something about the town. What's there to do? Anything we should know about in advance?
He goes, "Keep away from Isaac.
Who's
Isaac
that?
Stronsby. That's the number one rule. You don't know about Isaac?
Never touch this stuff.
Currently, we only know the two smartest people in town.
Say no, he's not a thing, he's a person. He's a mountain of a man. Works for the Baron. Saying I think the only reason no one speaks up against him is because Isaac is his henchman." He goes, "He has this huge, deformed, gnarly looking arm. He has magic with it." Saying just the other day when those refugees came up, trying to force their way in, that guy Isaac came by, created a pillar of fire right at the gates. Those refugees, those peasants weren't getting in after that, I tell you that.
Do you know if there's any reason why they're not allowed in?
Because from Barovia, they're poor. They're not happy. And the Baron must keep everyone happy. Because he takes a swig of wine and he goes, "'Cause all will be well." And the people kind of hear him around him. They kind of like raise their glasses and it goes, "All will be well." And they kind of laugh about it. He goes,
But that's why they're here, because they want everything to be well. Barovia is admittingly much bleaker.
He goes, "That's all a facade." Saying the Baron may try to make everyone happy. It's just a... This place is just a hellhole anyway. Say it's because of those damn festivals he holds every week trying to raise everyone's spirit. No one cares about him anymore. But if you speak up against him, just like Udo did a few days ago, yep, get thrown in the brig, get thrown in the prison. They call it rehabilitation.
How many people have gone through rehabilitation?
He goes, not many people know better. But, you know,
How many finish it?
that drunkard Odo just, made a joke. Then there's Isaac was. Threw him in prison.
Well,
Duly noted.
Vogelsuch will lean in. You said you two are the smartest two in town.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
don't know something your brother. You don't know something your brother will.
He goes, yeah, that's what we say, yeah.
You know who killed me.
He goes, they kind of stare at a moment. Then he bursts out laughing, saying, "This guy wants to know who killed him." He goes,
I do.
that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, it's his favorite joke.
He'll lean back and take that as a no, but hold no ill will towards them.
That would involve emotion.
As you're having a conversation,
Yep.
Grude, I want you to make a dexterity check as one of the children kind of snuck up behind you with a wolf mask and tried to scare you as you were taking a sip of wine.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so saving throw? Or
Yep, dexterity saving throw.
13. I'm getting scared.
Slips out of your hand, but you're able to grab it. Only minimal spillage.
Oh. Oh, you got me, little dudes. You got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me pretty good.
Yeah. I'll see if I have pictures of them.
Little rascals.
Rascals?
I want it to be the actual little rascals.
I'm alfalfa.
Yep. Here's the members of the family here. A little more happier though than what they appear.
I like
Why are they
their
all
like
judging
turquoise.
me? Yeah, why are they all judging me?
Yeah. No, like in like I said, this must have been like a family portrait almost. They're definitely more lively than what they appear here. But as the little kid's laughing, Danaka kind of comes by and he goes, it's like, Braun, what did I tell you about disturbing guests? Like, sorry, Mama, it's just boring up in our rooms. And it's like, oh, I know, but you shouldn't be scaring guests. It's like, go with your brother and check on the wine supply again. Make sure we give a count of the barrels. We have to make sure we have enough to last the week. And he goes like, yes, but Mom.
Who's gonna talk to them? I'll be like, they got me fair and square.
So they are a handful, but they're good boys. And she kind of leans in and whispers, as long as they don't end up like those Watcher boys, I'll be happy. Say a bunch of troublemakers.
Good to know.
Was that to all of us or just Grude?
Kind of to all of you. Like the other brothers are just kind of doing their own thing now.
Who is that?
The two smartest people in town.
Oh,
Carl and did I put their names up? I think so.
Yeah, Nikolai.
Carl and
Watcher.
Nikolai. Yeah. Wachter.
Wachter?
I think. Well, one is Wachter and one is Watcher, so I don't know if it's you typoing or them
Oh, I
just
might have
using a
typoed.
weird name. Yeah, I don't know which is which.
Probably because I thought it was Watcher at one point.
Yeah, probably. I've done that with similar names.
It's definitely Watcher.
Wachter. German, it's a harder
Watcher.
sound.
The harder fuck.
Ach, like Achtung is not
Say no.
Achtun.
Them and their family have a house on near the outskirts of town. Wasserhaus. Or would it be Wasserhaus?
Worcestershire?
Not sure.
What's the house?
It Wasserhaus. It's another German thing.
Wachter House, H-A-U-S.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
live in the
very-
house, but we just watched the house.
You just watch the house.
Yeah, that's probably just like the House of Wachter.
Yeah, I mean that's what it means.
Yeah.
Saying, the hour is growing late, and your rooms are ready whenever you finish your meals, and my husband would like a word with you in the morning in private, if you wouldn't mind, since you are newcomers.
Advice for the area, I suppose, or
Yes,
something more business.
No, Vallaki is maybe not what we're used to. There's a few rules and taboos that you may not be aware of, but we rather speak about them when they're not so busy.
Well, we've learned the main one, it seems. But it will be nice to know the other rules.
Alright, anything else you wish to ask the Watcher brothers or the Market Talk family?
Fruit's good.
I can't think of anything else.
Good.
How do you feel? Oh, she asked you. Oh, and what do you think of the wine?
I think it has a very good weight. As he is not drinking anything, he's just holding it.
He goes,
But he'll hand his extra glass to Romaia.
my husband's family actually owns the winery where they make it, the Wizards of Wines. His family makes the wine there. Saying even the purple grape mash number 3 may not be the most fancy of wines, but it is very tasty. What do you think of the Red Dragon Crush, dear? Yes, Romaia.
Oh, it was delightful.
That's good to know. Saying less and less people can afford that these days. Except for the Watcher brothers, perhaps.
They're keeping you in business then.
Well, as much as I don't want to admit it, they are good-paying customers, although they are troublemakers.
Good paying customers, you say?
She kind of gives you a little sideway glance and goes, it's like, yes, they have money to burn.
She'll just smile.
Would you like a private room?
Mariah just casually saunters back over to the brothers.
Trust me, it won't be private for long.
Well, we have one large and one small bedroom available. I'm guessing Lady Romaia here would like the small room one to herself.
It won't take long.
It's like, well, knowing those two, that wouldn't surprise me.
I can take a closet if you have extra ones. I don't require a lot of room.
She goes, yes, I I noticed you were different when you arrived. Nice disguise might be able to fool most people, but they say I have sharp eyes.
I was told they did not like different people here, outsiders.
Yes, again, my husband will speak to you in the morning. Around this time, Irina does come in through the front doors of the tavern.
Vogelsuch will tip his hat and say to Danica, I thank you for your discretion.
Perhaps we can find some proper clothes for you. My husband might have some ones that he's outgrown. Get a little tight around the waist, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
It's just more for me. This is more of him to love, I suppose.
It will be very appreciated if you can. I'll be able to interrupt.
And and Irina introduces herself. And she goes, "Oh yes, I'm afraid if we have an extra room, if you don't mind bunking with your friends here." She goes,
Could share a room with Minerva.
Actually, I think there's 2 small rooms and 1 large one. The Rictavio has the other large room. So yeah, you can do that. So it's 50 gold pieces. Or, sorry, copper pieces.
I was like, excuse me?
50 copper pieces for a room. For a bed, basically.
Yeah.
So how much would be total for the 6 of us?
I've already deducted it from mine.
Okay.
Well, that'll be
well.
that'll be 2.5 gold for all of you. So if you wish to sleep in the broom closet, then I suppose you can have that for free, since it's not taking up a bed.
I will take you up on that offer.
Yep. It's basically 2 gold
You
pieces.
do wake-up calls. I'm joking. I'm being jovial. Thank you.
Haha, it's a joke.
So I guess Bond can take half a gold back.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm small and compact and save money.
Alright, so while you're kind of in your room before you go to bed, Irina goes, Barovia just have it awful. They were refused entry, and even those that did have the money to pay were still denied by a brute of a man we call Isaac. Well, everyone seems to be saying up, and all will be well, and
Sorry, Joey, who is saying this to whom?
Irina is saying this to all of you.
Okay.
Sorry, I got text around the same time.
Yeah, like if you could repeat that, please.
Irina was just saying how the people are denied entry, even if they did have the gold. Isaac was there to force them back.
It seems that Baron and this Isaac who works for him wants a set of standards for the town.
They said he could control
heavy
fire.
air quote.
They said he could control fire.
That would keep people
That's
at
not
bay.
cool.
Rumors are truth.
He apparently has a magic arm.
That sounds ridiculous. But I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. He goes, once I can, I must make an audience with this Baron Vargas Vakovich. See if I can let the rest of these refugees into the town. I'm sure he can see reason if I explain it to him properly.
I don't think he will.
It does seem a little weird that he's having festivals like every week. Like you could use that money to help others, kind of like the people outside the walls right now. That's my
One would
opinion.
also One would also assume that he would want people to come during the festivals to promote economic growth.
Yeah, the economic reasons.
Yes. Good for the town.
And, taking our silver.
Yeah, I
That's
did
what I
have to
meant by
exchange my
economic growth.
silver coins for copper ones, but they had a 10%
bizarre.
tax. Tried to talk my way out of it, but they wouldn't listen to reason.
This
Was
one
one
guy
guy-
was like, no, this last person tried it on me, and it turns out she was just lying because it's been an hour.
Well, she wasn't lying. She wanted a place to rest her feet. She
Fair
got
enough.
it. No lies there.
Well, I am exhausted.
I
Yes,
think we all
me
are.
too.
Apparently.
It's like, oh yes, if you want this room to yourself, then I can, I got my own room.
Oh, well, I won't need it for long.
Remember to charge extra.
Of course.
So you want to catch Carl and Nikolai where they
Yep.
where they go? Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Yeah, 12.
Oh,
Not great.
You even get the order?
Carl definitely seems interested.
Just one is fine if the other doesn't care.
I'll give her the help action to like hype her up.
Yeah.
No
You'll
way.
get
man.
all of this.
Carl goes, it's like, come on, Nikolai, I gotta pop that cherry sometime.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, you're a
God.
virgin? Never mind, I take it back.
It's like,
I'm not for the inexperienced.
he goes, Carl.
Carl.
What, Carl?
That kills people.
He goes, you enjoy yourself, brother. I'm going home. He goes,
Well, more for you.
it's like, well, you're missing out. It's like, never had one with horns before. And wings, so this is gonna be exciting.
I'm actually starting to make out the conversations in the background audio.
Sorry,
that's-
you share
yeah.
a
I'm
room.
gonna roll a d4 to see how long,
Oh, okay.
how many minutes it lasts.
Minutes.
3 minutes.
No, I
Never.
assumed it was because it was from DJ Strahd.
No, that's from
That's right.
Ryan, yeah.
So when you're still having the conversation with Irina, Carl comes back out. It's like a real smug look on his face. It's like, yeah. Once you go watch here, you can't go farther.
Does he like have that like confident pose and then his pants fall down?
Yeah. But you get whatever you charge for that kind of stuff.
1 gold.
1 gold.
I want my gold back.
He's
Look,
fucking-
she's exotic to them, right?
Yep, he'll pay it. 1 gold.
Hell yeah.
Nikolai's still not out of the bar yet. He's about to walk out.
Oh, brother, there you are.
Thought you were.
Yeah, the card that got declined had to stay here for a little longer.
Romaia sits down with everybody like, all I did was say hello.
She's like a 900 number, $1 a minute.
yeah. Exactly.
Is this a Vallaki thing?
Ugh,
He just wanted me to talk bad about the Baron.
it's really weird.
He wanted me to dress up as the Baron.
Oh no!
But you will have a long rest.
Yay.
Take my gold back.
Yeah, gold.
Prostitution downtime. Oh yeah.
Yeah, who again was the favorite character of the person who did this?
What's that?
Who again was the favorite character of the person who made this?
Of who made Curse of Strahd?
Oh, this version of it.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought you talked to them. Never mind.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not sure.
Never mind.
Okay. Yep, DragnaCarta did the Curse of Strahd Reloaded module, which we're running right now.
Yeah. I'm liking it. Yeah, a lot of the art that comes from his version or their version.
Yeah, there's an artist called Caleb Draws who was doing artwork for his guide. So a lot of it's like personalized to his descriptions and stuff.
That's cool.
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, I like the watercolor with the ink line.
Yeah.
Looks really nice.
It's not going to be for everything. It's whatever he's drawn. But he happened to draw this, which is good because finding tavern backgrounds that aren't AI anymore is like impossible.
Oh my god, you need some specific interior thing? It's just all AI crap. Oh god, I hate it.
I was looking for NPC portraits, and they're all AI too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that
Like,
he's doing
sorry.
that. You can support both of them on Patreon.
Support real artists, everyone.
Yep.
Oh, but real artists only put 5 fingers on characters.
Yeah, let's take a little break.
okay.
I, for one, welcome our new Grey Goo overlords.
And we're gonna just take out the dog for a quick while.
Yeah. Alright, so the next morning, we're from the guest balcony overlooking the bar here, the tavern. And you see Erwin kind of setting up the tables. He's getting ready for guests. Let's see here.
Open up my closet. That was the best night's sleep I've ever had.
Saying, was the broom closet enough for you?
Oh, more than enough. Usually don't have such wonderful amenities. Thank you.
The broom might have been a relative of his.
Spoke to the wife yesterday, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're not quite who you say you are. But you're not quite one of those scarecrow constructs from Baba La Saga. Not quite alive either. Not quite one of those revenants.
All of those things sound quite correct. I'm many things I am not.
He hands you a set of robes, kind of similar to what he's wearing. And he goes, "This might help you blend in a little more."
I appreciate the
Same.
offer.
You all might have heard everything last night, but Vallaki, if you speak out against the Baron, if something seems out of place, out of the ordinary, then you might find yourself in some trouble. All is well is a motto that the Baron tries to incorporate into the language here in Vallaki, so to raise spirits. And he kind of gives a little laugh and he goes, he thinks that if you make the town happy enough, we can escape the mist and out of the devil's grasp, so that we can be free from Barovia and have the sun shine again.
I must admit, I have not seen many happy people in Barovia. So, maybe he's onto something. But
Manifest.
It's like,
Good morning,
manifest your goals.
I have heard similar philosophies about optimism. I'm curious where he came up with the idea, but no intention of rocking the boat for it. I mean, if
Do you think, Erwin, that the Baron would be the happiest person in the town?
Because I'm sure he's just like the rest of us, miserable and scared, but keeps up appearances. He goes, anyone who gets in his way. That's when he uses Isaac Strenzy, his henchman. Because I'm sure you've heard of him since you've been here.
Yeah,
the large arm of the law.
Literally. Saying many have tried to test his strength against him, but all have failed.
Do you like know the origins of how that magic arm happened, or just born with it?
You go, he wasn't born with it.
Maybe it's
Maybe he was born with it. But he goes, I remember when he was a child. He goes, no magic firearm. So
he must have got it later. Cool.
saying it was around when he was a teenager, around 17 or 18. Maybe a little earlier.
When the mutation gene took over.
Saying he was always a bit of a bully, but once he got that power, that's when the Baron, where he caught the Baron's eye.
So not a new thing then.
Not a new thing, no. So out of character, you may have noticed on the home screen, I put a date. In the Brogan calendar, it is Neavar the 3rd. So... And Erwin says that the festival of the Blazing Sun is going to be held on the 7th. 5 days from now.
I thought it was 5 days yesterday. Oh, maybe the old lady was wrong. Off by a day.
Well, the day was ending at the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, anything particular to know about the festival?
Well, these festivals are the way of the Baron to try to keep the town happy. But
I meant if there was anything special about this one.
he goes, well, I heard it's Blazing Sun. I think they're burning an effigy of the symbol of the Morning Lord. Saying last week it was the Wolf Head Jamboree, where the hunters gathered a bunch of wolves, stuck their head on pikes, and everyone danced around the town square. Saying they're all ridiculous, of course. Too much of a good thing. No one pays any attention to them. Might have heard of the man Udo, who made a joke about it, how ridiculous it is, out in public.
Yes, one of the two smartest people in town told us.
It's like, yeah.
Said with a smirk, obviously.
And so, yeah.
Are you
He's
punished in any way for not celebrating them?
He goes, everyone's pretty much expected to make an appearance. Put up a good impression.
That sounds like a yes.
And I know you've heard of the devil.
Met him, actually.
You met him on the
He
old...
apparently likes to personally terrify new visitors.
You met him on the Savage Road. I knew he had awoken, but I didn't know he was out and about. Saying you're lucky to go away unscathed. Saying
We were next to the Vallaki, so perhaps, or to the Vistani, so perhaps that's why.
saying Vistani aren't allowed here. in Vallaki, but they do have a settlement close by. You wish to have business with them. And as for the devil, do not use his name, because if anything gets Baron Vargas into a bad mood, it's mentioning the devil by name.
No, oh yes. I even in Barovia, that was it was the same there.
Yes, but if you in here, it just may lose your head, or put you in Isaac's path. I don't know which one's worse.
That's
Charming.
fantastic.
Do you know why the Vistani aren't allowed in? If he seems to want everybody happy, I'm surprised he doesn't want to invite in the happiest people here.
Perhaps it reminds them of the outside the walls, a little too much.
Huh.
It seems like this man's lost touch with reality. That's not the safest thing.
Well, keep whatever you say to the Baron. If you have any ill will towards anything to say ill will against the Baron, then keep it to yourselves. But if you do want to get on his good side, he is very susceptible to flattery. A very egotistical man.
Thank you for the tip. Our companion is hoping to coax him into letting some of her people into town.
Well, I wish her luck with that. I do feel for those refugees. But now that you're in Vistani, what are your plans?
We were to bring Irina here, and
Oh, she should be down shortly. She's this.
how would you
Poor
do
thing.
that? Just spy on your customers? Is that how it? No.
The poor thing seems so exhausted.
If I remember right, she's not a very good morning person anyway.
We also needed to pick up a toy, homemade toy.
Oh, from Blinsky.
I believe
Yes, that place.
So, yes.
It's a strange man, but jolly enough.
Do his toys bring joy to those who own them?
You have a certain taste, I suppose. They're a little macabre for my taste. But my boys enjoy them. So whenever we have a little extra money, we treat them. That mask he scared you with last night, he gestures to Grude, is from Blinsky's. But as well, Blinsky should be opening soon, and when Irina comes, you can escort her properly to the church. But what are your goals? Like, what?
I wish to find the one who killed me.
Saying,
I have
You
different
might want
goals from
to-
the rest of my companions.
you might want to venture off to Argenvostholt to the
I
west.
have been, I
Saying
have been
if-
told that they know that this symbol, and I'll take out the dragon scale that I have. Does this mean anything to you, this symbol?
It's
Or this
definitely the
scale?
Order of the Silver Dragon.
Mhm.
The knights make their home in the mansion of Argenvostholt.
We met one of them on the road, and he suggested the same.
They say a silver dragon, was killed there during the war with the devil. That's where they get their name, I suppose.
Hmm.
When's that Irina getting down here?
Yes, Minerva?
So just, I mean, with Vasani, there's in and out, but for us, well, me, I don't want to speak for everyone, but it does seem to come up that we just kind of want to get back home, where we were. Have you ever heard a tale or a myth about a passage out of the mist?
He goes, only the Vistani can leave the mist. They say those who try are doomed to wander Barovia forever. He goes,
I'm starting to think they say that for everyone.
skeletons, on their skeletal horses. Walk the roads forever and ever aimlessly. Say, unless you want to become like them.
Which I doubt. No, that's too bad. It seems like quite some despair on the way of getting out. And is the thing keeping us here is just Strahd? The devil?
Devil, yes. Say, the story of Strahd.
Devil?
Sure, you must have heard the tale by now, how he was once a mortal man, a prince. But he coveted power, immortality. And whatever deal he made with whatever dark powers lie beyond our mortal eyes. Barovia,
Yes,
engulfed in mist, the dark powers that rule over them. Saying, the devil may rule over the land, but who rules over the devil? That is whatever lies beyond the mist.
I'm nice and ominously vague.
Oh, thank you for practicing. So, I'm sure you'll learn more in your travels. And around this time, not Irina, but Vertavio emerges from his room and walks down the stairs. He's not his normal jaunty self, but he does tip his hat. Greets you all good morning.
I'll milady him back.
Yeah. And Erwin goes up. Good morning, Master Rictavio. Thank you so much for the entertainment last night. It more than paid for your stay. But let's not make a habit of it. And he goes up. Yes, of course, good friend Erwin. Little light on cash these days. But he will.
Sure, around here you could certainly find plenty of work.
Erwin does go. I did find that those items you were looking for, and he takes a parcel from behind the bar, hands it to Octavio, and he goes, oh, thank you, my friend." And he puts it under his cloak.
Anything interesting?
Turns to Vio and he goes, "Oh, just food for my pet saber-toothed tiger." And he kind of taps his nose and winks.
Yes, of course.
And he,
Which you keep in your pocket.
It's like, oh, that would be quite a sight. Saying, if I see you again, I hope that you will accompany my stories with song.
And may we meet again on the way out.
Oh, yes, that would be lovely. And he thanks Erwin again. And he says, well, goodbye for now, my friends. And he leaves the bar. Erwin goes, what an unusual fellow.
What were the things he was looking for?
Well, merely contains some food, a few apples, loaves of bread, a small wheel of cheese. Say, don't. Just need food for the road, I suppose.
Oh, he
He paid for it. He did have some coin.
He might be traveling to the Vistani camp. Told him about that yesterday.
He did say he had a carriage. Wouldn't surprise me.
Carriage. That means he has horses, or can rent them. Do you have a stables in this town?
Well, we have stables attached to the inn.
Those are steeples. Steeples. He'll just turn around.
There are stables attached to the inn.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the. I thought you said church for some reason. I was imagining you said church, which has steeples. So never mind. Backtrack that.
Are you looking for stables or steeples?
It's been a long time since I've had.
Shut up.
I don't have a brain.
As a GM, I will look this up, but I'm sure if you wanted to rent horses.
I'm more interested that if he has a carriage, that means he either has horses or has the ability to get horses. And I'm just imagining what those.
He traveled. I imagine he traveled into town.
Yeah. He could have a donkey.
No, the other word for that is what's riding in the carriage.
What
Cough, cough, cough.
Yeah, PG-13 version.
Hey, we keep it PG-13 in this tavern.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Romaia. How are you? Good. How are you?
Did you enjoy your trampoline jumping last night?
Yes, very much so.
These rooms are so accommodating with their light aerobics involved.
You couldn't handle that much yoga.
My room closet was very roomy.
And broomy, I imagine. Haha! I made an actual joke. Minerva makeshift. Character growth.
Vogelsuch does crack a smile.
How you know?
Ricavio seems to be wearing off on you is certain his wit.
His charm. I believe we are off to bring Irina to the church, and then
I will send Irina your way when she's prepared, and he gives you directions to Blinksky's toys. You know that her birthday is in 2 nights' time, I believe.
Oh, thank you.
So, does everyone believe we have time just to do a quick toy shop and then come back for Irina, or?
That shouldn't take long.
Okay. Off to fetch toy to help the child feel joy, I guess. Escape despair for at least a couple of minutes.
Yeah, visit to a toy store should be a nice breath of relief from everything else.
Hopefully.
Pan over to a toy store filled with nothing but porcelain dolls with the closing eyes.
Oh, and
And a
music
clown.
boxes. Out of tune music boxes.
Oh yeah. And the monkeys with the cymbals.
They're
got
like
one of the
too
drink-
happy.
They got the drinky bird that just doesn't have any liquid in it, so it doesn't drink. It just sits there.
So as you exit the tavern into the town square, there's a bit of a commotion. Turn off cups.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Outlet, lively streets.
Sorry, there's no description, so I'm reading the thing here. So you hear a whinnying of horses down the street, and the townsfolk the townsfolk freeze and fall silent. A small procession lies to the south. You see Baron Vargas Vallaki, riding upon a chestnut horse, flanked by 2 mastiffs. Here is a picture of him. Two big dogs on either side.
Oh, mastiffs.
Mastiff, yeah.
Yeah.
And followed by 3 guards and a very large man.
Like, compared to Grude, how big is this man?
Oh, how tall do you think Grude is? About 7
I think
feet?
he's just like, yeah, he's like the kind of average orc height.
Yeah. Depends on the orc. I would say maybe he's like an inch or two, like an inch smaller, but compared to the
he's-
average
he's
man,
Giant, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa,
pretty big.
firearm.
It helps he's also wide.
yeah. So this guy, you notice he has one huge red arm, like fiery, spiky, that reaches down nearly to his ankles. It's like a bugbear arm.
Which one? I can't tell.
Yeah.
He's Hellboy.
Love the ash coming off of it in the artwork.
Maybe. Or might be
I
just
think
background.
I think that's just like the watercolor background that they
Yeah.
do on like the official D&D artwork of stuff, and it's that same kind of style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody spilled their coffee on it and then drew a picture over it.
Yeah. Gives it
They're-
character.
They're gray coffee. So is it? It looks more like volcanic rock, because like in the image it kind of looks a little bit like I'd imagine like dragon scales, but it definitely does not look dragon-like. It looks more fire and earth-like.
I would say so, but use your imagination. Let's
Yeah,
see if
he's
there's-
far away, so
No.
Refuse.
I don't want imagination.
I think there's some official art.
I want to be specifically told what I see in this game of imagination.
So in the official art, his hand definitely has like claws.
Oh yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. So
Okay, so this is an Elden Ring boss.
yeah, he's gonna. That'll be fun. So you see Baron Vargas Velkovich, his mastiffs, and Isaac. They're coming down here.
And Blue Boy is the Baron. Isaac.
What's that?
Blue Boy Isaac is the Baron.
Isaac is the Baron's henchman.
Oh, okay.
This guy
The
was
number one heavy.
Oh, there's 2 Isaacs. Okay.
No, one's Vargas, and that's Isaac.
Oh, the handouts both said Isaac.
Oh,
those are
no,
both
he
different
said
art.
different art of the same thing. One is the official
okay.
Oh,
art.
yeah, this is
one
the-
is the yeah.
one's the fan art, one's the official art. So you have only one guy named Isaac. And
I must still be waking up. I saw 2 of the same person.
but in an effort to kind of get away from the horses and the guards, this old lady kind of stumbles and falls into a puddle right in the way of the horse. She comes to an abrupt halt, and Baron Vargas goes, Isaac, remove this woman from my... She's disrupting the mood. And the woman kind of glances up and goes, please, my lord, I just want to speak to you. My son Udo, he's learned his lesson. Please, let him come home again. He doesn't have to spend another night in that dark prison. And the Baron kind of looks around. He goes, prefer to call it rehabilitation. Wilhelmina, woman's name, must be treated for his malicious unhappiness. You see. So you know all will be well. He goes, yes, my lord, all will be well. It was just a foolish joke. But at this point, the Baron is kind of over it. He goes, Isaac, remove this woman, please. And Isaac grunts. He goes, ugh. He takes a step forward. He kind of outreaches his large, fiery hand and arm. And the old woman is kind of like backing up, like on her feet. It's like, no, please. I didn't mean any offense. Lord Vallaki, please. What do you do while this is happening?
Vogelsuch honestly just watches.
I guess so. Just it looks like he's just gonna move her out of the way, is my understanding.
He goes, few days in the stocks ought to lighten your tongue, don't you think? And Isaac will grab her by the back of her neck and kind of lift her up with one hand. So he's kind of at eye level, and he goes, and she's like terrified, trying to get free, saying, "Don't worry, everyone. She's just a little out of sorts because her son has been away for so long. But remember, all will be well." And the crowd kind of repeats, it's like, all will be well. It's like, oh. Yes, of course. And remember, the festival of the burning sun, 5 days' time. I expect all of you to be here. Especially these newcomers here. And he points to the group. You see what a wonderful and happy place Vallaki is. And people know their place. And he
Yes.
will continue onward.
Fighting my tongue so hard right now.
Let that be a lesson to the dangers of malicious unhappiness. The devil's hands is long, but our joy shall not overcome his shadow. All is well. And he will start to ride off.
Grude's gonna whisper, "I'm gonna kill that guy."
I fully agree.
That was absolutely unacceptable. That old woman, she was just asking, and all she did was fall in a puddle. She needed help, not to be arrested.
I find it unhelpful that he wishes this entire place be happy, but sends somebody to spend days in misery.
As you're kind of having this conversation, you notice that Isaac has stopped and is kind of looking in your direction. He's a good distance away. He can't hear you, but you know.
Okay, for a second I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
magic ears too."
But he's kind of looking your direction, and you notice that Irina has made her way out of the inn, and she goes, "What's the commotion here? What happened?"
Oh, just local politics. Are you ready to go?
Who's that man?
The one on horseback or the half dragon looking thing?
She goes, "The one looking at me."
Oh,
That's
he's
the
weird.
Baron.
Isaac, Strasny?
As
Yeah.
as he notices Irina kind of looking at her, he quickly turns away and catches up with the horse and the hounds.
Too shy around girls.
He goes, "That was unsettling."
Yes.
Indeed. Now that he's farther away, he's the local thug.
I say, that was extremely uncomfortable, but I feel like the first time we see the Baron, it's not in our best interest to start a fight with him.
No,
First-
let's save that for the second.
Same.
Yes.
For the last meeting.
Yeah, like tell them what happened with the old lady.
Yep.
Via was going to try to avoid it, but
I can understand your apprehension because of that Isaac man, but if I was there, I would have stood up to him.
Oh, I very much wanted to.
I can't treat people like that. But perhaps you're right. From what I hear of this town, I don't think even my position as the Burgermeister's sister would have protected me.
Think we should break her out later?
Is that our place to do?
No, but if we don't have anything else to do.
Erwin told me to keep my head low. And especially because of Isaac there.
Yes, but you will be at the church at that point, if anything does happen.
And then our affiliation will be over with, and we will thankfully not be affiliated anymore. So if something were to happen,
I hope we would remain friends.
yes,
I did
but
enjoy
for
our
the sake
journey.
of what we're talking about,
Um,
you would not be implicated.
that's good
Plausible
to know.
deniability.
Not that we intend to do anything.
Ismark did say that the church is hallowed ground, and if the devil does cause problems here, it should be protected. But before we go, never visited a toy shop.
Oh yes, we were going to one, weren't we?
Yeah, Madame even mentioned a toy for her daughter, and I would love to pick one out for her, as a way of saying thank you.
It'd be nice.
Go.
Maybe find a trinket for yourself while we're there.
It's never too late to have a good childhood.
Is that what they say? Saying, perhaps you could sell off the bracelet I gave you.
Right, we've been hanging on to that for literally no reason.
I mean,
Really wants us to get rid of that thing.
It's like, well, I have no attachment to it, and consider it payment for my safe delivery here.
All right, let's all go enjoy some magic that won't try and kill us, hopefully.
And let's try to sell our valuable jewelry at a lowly toy maker shop. I'm sure we can get full top dollar.
A lot of engineering goes into toys, you know.
This is true. Diamond
A
encrusted.
title bar that says, next time on Curse of Strahd, the gang will visit Bliksky's toys.
And we will sell off an item that is definitely not a key item needed later on in the story.
Well, I'm just kind of reminding you about it. So you actually have some gold.
It's supposed to just be money, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's very clearly like, just please take me as money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we didn't get rid of it before because the person that we originally offered to sell it to was giving us a cheap price.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
side eye, yeah. But now you're in a proper town. Istani might have taken it.
Big towns.
That's where we'll call for tonight.
Yay! We got to level up and didn't do anything.
Yep.
Hey, we're being responsible, not going headfirst into combat. Excuse
Yeah.
you.
Diplomatic.
That officially ends Act 1 versus Strahd. We're now in Act 2, the Shadowed Town.
Only 27 more to go.
How
In
many
a
acts
row?
are there?
Usually it's like 5 max, but like, yeah, like I will say that the whole thing with the old lady, it's like obvious, like it felt like wanting to step in. One, Minerva, I guess she could have had enough attitude to go into there, but it's like, well then, we managed to get in here. We still haven't finished escorting. Would we be compromising all that just to
Right.
tell what's what? So that's where I was coming from with this. Is like, I have a cannon. I have a laser cannon.
Way to justify
Yeah.
Yeah.
your cowardice. No, I'm just kidding.
And Vogelsuch doesn't care. like I don't mean to be somebody who's just going to be like he's just indifferent to everything, but
He's
it's what he
emotionless,
is.
deadpan. So
He's not.
That
I wouldn't
makes
say he's quite completely emotional, but like it doesn't benefit him, so he doesn't feel bad that bad things are happening.
that's just being pragmatic.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's, I forget what I'm quoting from, but emotions are for the living. I can't remember
Yeah,
where it's
that's
from,
good.
but I know that. But I'm quoting something.
Something
probably just
emotions.
broke.
Right.
Emotions are for the living.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I just
Thank you,
noticed
Joey.
that Strahd has a sombrero this time.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going a new direction with Strahd this adventure. So
Arriba!
look
More
forward
fiesta.
to that.
Fiesta.
Yeah, can't wait for this page to get filled up with nonsense.
We're gonna need a bigger page.
Yeah.
Now we've started typing in cheat codes. The next time we run into werewolves, they'll be in big head mode.
Yeah.
Big head bobblehead mode.
Oh yeah,
And now we're gonna NBA Jam this. They're gonna be big head, and one of them's gonna be Bill Clinton.
Oh no.
All the way from downtown.
It's on fire.
Yeah.
Kaboosh.
I like that.
I think Max Payne had probably some of the best codes.
oh yeah.
Only the best
Just-
codes.
Like they had like bobblehead mode stuff, but it was also like if you took drugs, they would like do different things. There was like a Jack in the Box drug, where everyone's would just turn into Jack in the
I was
Boxes.
about to say, I think NBA Jam warns you about drugs when you boot it up.
Yeah,
Because-
that winners don't take them.
Yeah, but you're talking about Max Payne. No, Max Payne's all about taking drugs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like that's what you do is you go take the drugs.
It's a game about drugs.
And then there's Narc, in which it tells you that winners don't do drugs, and then you kill them.
Alright, thanks everyone.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.